Hello, racing fans and diecast collectors. Got an unusual thing we're going to do today. I'm going to show you the top 10 most viewed models in my collection. Now, bear in mind, some of these have only been out for 5 weeks, others less than a week, believe it or not. This channel is only about 5 weeks old. But these are the ones out of the 50 or so that I have out there that have been viewed over 200 times in less than a week or up to 5 weeks. And if you do count carefully, there's actually 11. I'm going to give one of those an honorable mention, and I'm going to go with that one first. So, are you ready? Let's take a look and see what you folks viewed the most frequently. And did you yourself view this one? And maybe if you haven't, you might want to take another look at it, because others have. We'll start right now with first, the 11th car, which I'm going to give an honorable mention to. Car number 11, the honorable mention goes to the Nissan Delta Wing. The Delta Wing has been out, let me take a quick look here, for 4 days and had a total of 203 views. It made it over. My criterion was 200 or more views. It made it over, but it did it in just 4 days. Obviously, a very popular one. This is a 1/64 scale model from the folks at Sparky. A great car, very sharp, and obviously very, very popular. Good detail. I think a very, very interesting model, and glad you folks have enjoyed it. Now let's get to the top 10. And at number 10, with 211 views, and it has been out for 4 weeks, is this McLaren 650S GT3 car. This is personally one of my very favorite models that I have. I really like TSM. They are one of my favorite brands. They make really great cars. They can be a little pricey, but deals can be had on them. Believe me, they can. They may retail for $85 or $90, but I've picked a lot of these up for $50 plus shipping. But anyhow, this was number 10, this McLaren 650S at number 10 with 211 views. And coming in at number 9 with just 3 weeks out is this Thank You Porsche 911 RSR. This is what they call the blue model. This was a Porsche dealership's limited edition model. Comes with this really unique box. It was part of a Porsche special livery collection. Folks, they've only done about a half a dozen of these one-off liveries, I guess, so to speak. And they usually do them with both cars, like the number 911, the number 912 car. This happened to be one of those. It was a special one-off livery. This was to thank everyone, and you can see the thank you there at the bottom of the side rail, and also underneath the rear wing. It says thank you as well, and I'll pull that up and you can see that there. Anyhow, this was thanking everybody for the support of the Porsche factory team over the years. As you know, factory teams have gone bye-bye in the IMSA series this year, and they're all amateur they're pro-am teams. There's no longer factory teams. So this was their way of saying thank you. But anyhow, this came in at number 9, the Porsche Blue Thank You vehicle with 214 votes. Now here is a surprise for me. This is number 8. It is the only 1/64 scale car to make it on this list other than the Delta Wing. An honorable mention, and this is the Bentley GT3. I got a lot of comments about this, a lot of interest in this particular car. This was their car livery that marked their 100th anniversary. It was very, very unique. I think a very, very interesting car in just about every way, with this black and chrome gold finish. I mean, it is really striking. But this was number 8. This had only been out for 3 days with 218 votes or views. So obviously, you folks like this car a lot. You looked at it. If you haven't, take a look at my full review of it. It is really fascinating. Number 8, Mini GT 1/64 Bentley Continental, number 110. Now, number 7 is this Porsche 911 GTLM. Porsche GT, I call it the red stripe car. This had 223 votes. It's only been out 10 days. And this is personally, I would say, maybe my favorite car in the collection. This particular livery was one for about 2 years. They credited this one with the 24 Hours of Daytona. This is one of the few Porsche, well, actually, all of the Porsche one-off liveries. This wasn't really a one-off livery, but you could almost count it that way. Is a limited edition car, which is really nice. It's a nice perk for having it. These tend to be very pricey, and they are very desirable. However, Barago makes a much cheaper version. It's basically a shell of the car with the livery. There's not much detail on it, but you can get it for like 15, 20 bucks. But this one sells for about $85 on average. You can get them cheaper. It's certainly possible. I just have to be patient and wait sometimes. But anyhow, this was number 7. I call this the red stripe. This car just oozes detail. And if you want an in-depth look at it, check out the review. I also reviewed its sister car, the 912, as well. Both fascinating cars, both phenomenally detailed. Great car, number 7. Porsche 911 red stripe. Say hello to number 6. This is the Jaguar XK-RS RSR, going back to 2010. This had 225 views. It's been out for 13 days. I actually did a remake of this because my first video was one of the very first I made, and it was really kind of crappy. But this is a really unique car. It has a very interesting story about it on YouTube. Look it up. It's fascinating. This vehicle was only out for about 2 years. They made 2 of them and then dropped their GT program. But anyhow, this one is at number 6. This is one of the rarest cars in my collection. It is almost impossible to find. It is a Spark model, part of their 24 Hours of Le Mans collection. This was not a limited edition car, which means they made a bunch of them. But it is fairly old. Like I said, it is hard to find, but you folks loved it. Ate it up, 225 views over 13 days. Thanks, folks. Enjoy. If you haven't seen this one, check out the full review. And the Coca-Cola car, Porsche 911, is number 5 on this list. This was a promo model, actually part of the Porsche dealership's limited edition vehicles. This particular one, a promo model. This doesn't surprise me. It made the list. I was kind of surprised it wasn't much higher on it as far as, you know, the most widely viewed, considering this is probably the single most popular car out there. Incredibly expensive if you can find them. When this car was presented in 2019 at the Petit Le Mans, the merchandise for it was so hot, there were actually teams and drivers going to the Porsche Corral to see if they could scamper up a T-shirt or anything like that that was being given away. I kid you not, it was an absolute craze fest. These cars were sold out really quickly. I mean, extremely popular. But anyhow, this is number 5 on the list with 238 views. It has been out about 3 weeks. The Coca-Cola 911 RSR limited edition. Check out the full review on it. It is really good. This is the 911 car. I am still searching for the 912. In fact, I actually found the 2 Porsche, or I'm sorry, Spark has limited edition like packages where you can get both cars all on the same base. I found one of those. I'm bidding on it right now. I don't know if I'm going to win, but you know, I've had several people tell me that if you have a collection and you don't have the Porsches and you do not have the 911 RSR Coca-Cola car, your collection is not complete. Well, I got it. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let's go to number 4. Okay, and at number 4 was what I call the Manthey Grello green car. This is a Porsche 911 GT RSR. I'm sorry, this is a GT3 model, not an RSR. My bad. Competes in the European Le Mans series. This got 241 votes in at 3 weeks. This is made by IXO guys. Comes with really unique packaging. I think a really neat car. These you can get available relatively inexpensively. I'm talking like $50 or less. Fully detailed, very, very nice car. I mean, a great value for the money. Not quite Spark quality, but then again, you're not paying Spark price. But nevertheless, you folks ate this car up as well as its sister car, which you can see back there. This one got, let's see, 241 votes or views over just 3 weeks. The Manthey Grello Porsche 911 GT3. All right, folks, here you have the runner-up in at number 2. This Lamborghini from Attempto Racing. This is a GT3 model in this beautiful chrome finish. Folks, this had been on the leaderboard, was instantly popular. It's one of the longest out, 4 weeks. It has had 270 views, and it's become kind of stagnant as of recent. But, I mean, this took off like a bombshell. It recently got knocked off by the #1 car. But the #2 most viewed car in my collection is absolutely beautiful Lamborghini Huracan GT3 from Attempto Racing. I mean, this car is a real stunner, guys. The details are exceptional. This is a limited edition model. Really, really cool, as you can see there. And I'll tell you what, anytime you can get a gorgeous model that's truly limited edition, when I mean truly limited edition, I mean one car that shows you what number it was. This number is 61 out of 300. That's what I call limited edition. Anything that says it's limited edition but doesn't give you specific numbers, in my opinion, is not really accurate, but nevertheless, still good models. I absolutely love this. #2, the Lamborghini Attempto Racing. And now for the most widely viewed car on my channel. And folks, this is it. #1 was the Manthey Grello, what I call the yellow car. Been out for about 3 weeks, 275 views. This is the sister car to the #1 car that you saw. Basically the same livery, just in this yellow with green. Folks, this is the one you guys looked at the most. This is an IXO model, 143 scale Porsche 911. Basically, this is their factory team that races in Europe. You know the 911 that races in the U.S.? Well, this is the one that races in Europe. Nürburgring, Spa, all the other venues that they do in Europe. Manthey Grello is a German-based team. I can tell you this, I have watched YouTube videos of this. When these cars show up on the grid, the fans go nuts. They love them. I mean, love them. They eat them up. They chase them down literally as they're pulling into the paddock area. No surprise, in my opinion, that this one made it to #1. Well, it was kind of a surprise. But knowing its popularity in Europe and the fact it's probably virtually unknown here in the U.S., except for the models, because this is designed one they've had for years, and it's been reviewed by other folks on YouTube. There are a bunch of reviews on these particular cars, maybe not at this scale, but anyhow, this is an IXO Manthey yellow car. This can be had for like less than $50 on eBay, folks. It's very, very affordable if you want a really cool car. The #1 most viewed car, the Manthey Grello Yellow, 275 views. Folks, thanks for watching. We'll continue to update this and do it again as the channel gets a little bit older. We get more cars out there. I'm only about halfway through, so we got a long ways to go yet, but I'm working on it. Take care. See you next time. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Take care.